Okay, awesome. We have music and probably no introductions, but that's okay. We'll go around at the end and everybody can have a moment to rethink. We'll just go ahead and get started. So, all four of you have been put aboard the space vessel Ping, bound for unknown space for crimes that you may or may not have committed against your vestige of humanity or whatever race you may belong to. You feel a tingling sensation in your extremities, and once it stops, the icy temperature isn't unbearable. It's hardly noticeable. What is noticeable is the thrumming bass tone so deeply in your hearing vessels that it seems to be vibrating you from your core. It keeps pulsing more and more urgently as an oozing substance paws at your lower half, crawls upwards, inwards, covering your limbs and orifices. Common practice. You didn't imagine that you would actually witness this part, but you do. You feel your skin crawl and shrink, clinging to the framework beneath your innards as they also solidify. You might have imagined there would be dreams while you're in this state, but there aren't. You can't see, can't feel, can't hear, cannot perceive outside of yourself. The rising gooey substance covers you and creates a chrysalis from which there is no escape. You're alone with your mind for the duration of your journey. Maybe you replay the activities that have led you to this point in your existence, all of the choices you made that have meant that you end up nowhere but here. Maybe you reminisce about who you left behind, if anyone. There's no one now, though. You and this chrysalis are your existence. It is like this for a very long time. How long, it is impossible to say while you're actually enduring it. It's a simultaneous infinity and non-existence in the same experience. Floating in this semi-sentient wasteland between reality and consciousness, nestled just so, you wait. All preparations are made, teams are out, programs decoded, boxes ticked, subroutines scanned, and systems cleared. A vicious uproar rings from the engines, systems gear up to perform. Fire laughs at blackened metal and technomagic thrums in tune with the very verse itself as Ping prepares to jump. You feel like your body is being bent at the wrong angles, pulled in a way opposite to your natural orientation of your bone and ligament. There's a full heft of crushing force, but only for an instant. That instant of agony stretches the full breadth and width of your existence. Time loses meaning under the mind-shearing pressure of that force. Like a sausage being bent in half, you wonder what part of you might split open and spill loose, meaty innards. But you don't. As quickly as you are bent, you are unbent. Return to your former shape, safe within your chrysalis, largely unharmed aside from the fuzzy crackle in your head that won't seem to dissipate. You return warily to the same state of pre-jump static dysphoria, waiting for the moment you're free to face your impending life, which begins now with a Constitution saving throw.
Ouch.
Lovely intro, thank you.
I rolled an 8.
An 8 for Nereth. I'll just note your rolls in here. Some of our players are using...
Oh, I should probably type them in. That's probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, some of our players are using real dice, some of them are using virtual, so we've got a couple of options. But, Jane, you're the first one to start to feel your extremities loosen, soften, as much as they do. A lot of you is hard carapace. But you begin to wake up as the chill leaves your bones and the roaring mists around you quiet and the cold stops coming from the walls and you're awake.
Oh. I. What's around me? What do I see?
You see a 10 by 20 room, perhaps. Surrounding you on three sides are chilled coils that are still steaming to the touch. Under you is a hewn circle into the stone that the plane is made of that creates the cryogenic magic. This is a cryostasis chamber, and there is one sliding door that is the entrance and exit.
Okay. How do I feel? Can I move my body? Like, do I feel weak?
You feel all right. This jump wasn't terrible for you. I don't know if you've been through any before, but you came out of this really well. You're pretty much at full health. You have a slight headache, a little tingling sensation, but mostly you feel pretty good. Felt weird, but pretty good.
I think I need to go wash my hands and kind of just get my surroundings. Well, they're claws. Can I get to the door? Can I walk over to the door?
Do you say that out loud?
Well, I say the part about needing to yes, part of it.
You hear a beep and the door opens before you.
Oh.
Lavatories are
Right.
located on the first floor.
Oh, this is excellent. All right. I walk out the door. What do I see outside of the door?
You can move your character also if you would like to within the ship. You are right here. Are you able to see yourself?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to move the screen around. It's not, it's fun. I'm figuring it out.
You should have limited vision also. So that's probably part of why you're having trouble moving the screen. I go for arrow keys.
Okay. Whoa. 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 Okay. I guess I'm just gonna walk. Do I hear anything else other than the intercom system?
At about this time, Suave, you feel a particular ache in your shoulder, but feels like you're starting to wake up from a long nap that you've overslept a bit. And Suave, you're awake. Jane, you're still pacing up and down that corridor with locked, well, not locked, but closed sliding doors on either side of you.
Fuck. Am I hungover?
A little bit. Not your worst. You've had worse.
Of course. Where the fuck am I?
You are aboard the Saya Ping.
Oh, we've got a an assistant?
I am a virtually respondent AI.
Can you save the big words for like 5 minutes?
Please specify which words quantify as big.
Quantify is one of them.
Calculating.
Can this door open?
Fuck
my head.
And then, Jane, you see all of the doors in the cyberlock swing open except for one.
Oh.
There are no lights on, aside from the blue eerie thrum coming out from under two more doors.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Yes.
What the fuck are you supposed to be?
Excuse me? What? I didn't know I was going to be sharing quarters with a bunch of humans. Are you a human? Oh, you're not a Rothian.
No.
That's that I know. Oh, it's not even. Jeez. They're not even other Rothians here. Oh no.
Are you the only other person here? Where's everyone else?
No,
I don't
you
know.
hear arguing outside as you begin to wake up from your sleep. You've got an ache in your head that you cannot get rid of.
Do you work here?
Do I look like a staff member to you?
No, you look like something I would sacrifice to build a warship.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. What? Look, who are you?
That's none of your business, obviously. You don't even work here. Is there management? Is there a place I can submit a complaint?
Can you not talk so loud? I've been awake for all of like 5 minutes.
I'm not even talking. It's all psychic.
You fucking with me?
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just too evolved.
Nareth, your door is open. It has been open. There's only 2 in this hallway that are not.
Does Nareth see both of the other party members that are currently out, or is it just Suavi that they see?
They see Suavi and Jane. What is your current physical state? Are you trying to be invisible, or?
Well, I'm pretty much just shade right now. I'm trying to stay in the darkness, but I just kind of... you can see that I'm a shape, but that's about it. I don't know what's around me.
When Nareth comes out, you all would see, sort of almost like creeping out, as if like a frightened animal, is a thin alien. They look like the alien emoji. That's the only explanation I can give to their visual perspective. They are about 5'9", incredibly thin, with long sort of fingers and arms. They sort of like peek around, and they have like a sort of like deer in a headlights look as they sort of creep into the corridor and just sort of stick their head out and go, "Hello."
Right. Finally, someone else. Hello.
Hello.
You look too weak to work here.
Who said that? Is that the ominous shape in the darkness? Are you going to kill me? Is this the end?
I'm not kidding. I don't do any crimes.
Okay. Why are you standing ominously in the shadows?
Why are you looking at me? I'm just trying to find the bathroom.
I
wouldn't talk to her if I were you. She's obviously fucking cuckoo. You and I could team up and figure out what's going on if you like.
Right. It looks as though the light's working, DM.
That depends. Do you ask that out loud? Lorcas, you have awakened.
Nareth would ask to turn on the lights, if they're active or not.
Engaging lights.
Fuck my eyes.
Do they see the Rothian at this point?
They would. The Rothian's standing right there.
At which point, Nareth just goes, nope, 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 and just starts running back into the cryostasis chamber. Yep, Nareth runs back into the cryostasis chamber, just going, nope.
You're not even worth my time. I just need to find the bathroom.
Due east from your current location, you will find restroom facilities.
Whoa! Whoa!
When they sort of hear the footsteps of the Rothian pass, Nareth sort of sticks her head out and sees the half elf in the corridor and goes, "Is it gone?"
Full elf, thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a
Whatever.
half elf, forgive me.
No, I'm full. I'm full elf, my dear. I think she's gonna take a piss. I mean, you know.
Is that what they do before they kill us? Is that their ritual?
I mean, I've done worse things before. Never mind. What's your name? Who are you?
My name is Nareth. I am here on this ship.
Alright. I'm Suave. He'll stick out a hand in introduction for a shake.
Nareth sort of reaches forward, and it sort of does grab the hand for a shake, but is sort of like they are the most hesitant as they could physically be in every step of this process. Even the shake is as slow as you'll let it be.
It's alright, it's alright. I ain't gonna hurt you. I'm probably just as confused as you are.
Right.
Where are the bathrooms, boys?
Oh, fuck. Says we're not worth our time, can't find the fucking toilets. Look, I should probably see what she's up to. You can do as you please, but I'll deal with her for you, you know.
Maybe we should stick together for safety's sake. I'll follow you.
You're gonna be alright around that, you know, shark-looking lass.
Nareth, what are your passive perceptions?
Passive perception.
Ooh,
Nareth's
not
is
very
11.
how do you figure out passive perception again?
It's 10 plus your perception mod.
10 plus per... Oh, in that case it's 13.
Okay, then you both see another being standing down the hallway. Just standing there.
Are you going to
Oh.
kill us?
Oh.
Is this it? Ominous figure standing in the corridor. Hello.
I imagine, Lorcas, that is directed at you. You're muted, by the way.
Well, that would explain a whole heck of a lot. Cool. Okay, so there's this
dear.
tall figure just standing in the hallway. She's not exactly trying to hide, per se. She's just standing there watching the two of you, listening to the two of you as you are carrying on until you both notice her. And she kind of just looks, and when you ask that, says, I don't believe I have a reason for that. Do I?
I mean, plenty of people kill for no reason. Just as a point of consideration, perhaps.
That is incorrect. The reasons are simply not evident to those who think they don't exist.
Right. Okay. Maybe we should see if the ship is needing any repairs or anything. Ship. What is the status of all systems on board?
Are you the captain?
No,
No.
I am the captain. Saya
Oh.
King.
Oh, okay. The ship is the captain. Okay, that's concerning. Ooh.
Yeah, apparently it's one of these fancy AI things that you can talk to.
Well, you know, that's not so bad. Is there anything wrong with the ship? Are we just kind of going to just sit here for the rest of our days and never leave, or what's happening with this?
Current system status is red. Do you
Oh.
wish for a breakdown on sand and calm wing statuses?
Probably yes. Maybe to make sure we don't die of lack of oxygen or something.
Oxygen production functional. Sand wing
Oh.
functional. Calm wing functional. Suboptimal. Core fractured.
Oh, hold on. What? And my character's gonna point at this individual that just darted in and out of the hallway.
Oh, right.
Excuse me,
Yes,
ship. Excuse me, ship. I don't know which way east is. I don't know where that is.
Proceed.
You don't know which fucking way east is.
We're in space. There's no magnetic fields.
Well, no, of course not. But
And to
if you're in a
the
ship,
left.
it assumes eastboard or something.
I was an accountant.
Oh,
Have none
an
of you
accountant
ever
of
been
death.
in a ship before?
I fix vehicles. I've never worked on a ship though. I've worked on terrestrial vehicles. So you know
Are we
that's
not
kind
under
of my
attack?
thing.
Is that entity not here attacking us?
I don't know. All it's done is run around searching for the facilities. Is I've never encountered one. I'm kind of concerned. Is that how they attack us? Is that how it begins? Do they confuse
You
us?
see before you 2 metal sinks with 2 push buttons on each.
Oh
They are
God.
drilled and secured into the wall.
Okay. Yeah. Am I able to control the temperature so that it is a good temperature?
One of the buttons is red and one of the buttons is blue. You imagine that pressing them at the same time might yield a warm temperature.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll try both at the same time. Yes. Let's do this.
A spritz of water empties into the basin. It's pleasantly warm. Between the two, there's also the option of one of those sensors you can put your hand under or your claw, and it will dispense a dollop of soap, antibacterial soap, onto your hand.
This is lovely. Okay. Ah.
Core fracture unstable.
What?
Alert.
Corf.
Oh dear. Computer.
Okay.
Where is the core?
All occupants, please. Excuse me. Got stuck in my throat. Please head to the captain's quarters on the westbound side of the ship.
Westbound. I knew that was what it meant. Can't have cardinal directions out in space. Fucking idiots. Oh, you again. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Nareth, as you step that way, you
Well-
begin to see the path lighting up.
Oh,
No.
okay, the computer. Oh, I'm being chased by the Rothian. Oh.
Hey, you green lady, are you coming?
Do not
What?
understand who you people are. What is this?
I don't understand who anyone else is either. I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. You coming or what?
DM, I have a sudden.
It
I
is
have a
what
sudden
the
need for a
ship
loo
said to
break.
do.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, what was that, Lorcas?
Since it seems to be what the ship wants to do, then we'll go along, but very hesitantly. Don't know anything about these people that have just shown up and are running all over the place.
This is not what I thought. This is not what I thought. No. So, hey, ship, am I east enough yet? West, am I, where's the core? Is this, oh, no.
As you walk into what you assume to be the captain's chambers, you see several screens, only one of which is actually lit up and displaying information. A set of matrices off to the side spins nebulously and seems to be having a difficult time fitting, like cogs not quite working together, not well oiled enough.
Sorry, I'm back.
That's perfectly fine. We're just walking into the captain's deck and seeing what's going on. One screen is lit and reading information, while the other two appear to be giving some sort of readouts, but you can't tell without a closer inspection.
Nareth goes straight to this one and gives the Rothian a huge berth.
I dibs this massive chair. It's mine now.
Are you designating new captain?
Fuck, no. No, I just like this chair. It's very spacious, alright?
This chair is for the captain. To observe all necessary flight deck objectives.
Well, if this chair is for the captain, then where the fuck are they?
My manifestations are not in enough capability with the current core state to produce more than one entity. Saya is here, however. And you see an amorphous-looking blob step into the room.
DM, does it look to be an amoeboid? Or is it some other similar entity?
It does look to be an amoeboid, but an amoeboid as though you were watching on a retro TV with rabbit ears.
Well, hello.
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 I want to compliment you on the fine temperature regulation you have on the bathroom sinks. It was very lovely. That's all.
Now's not exactly the time. Right, so, this core fracture.
Yes, my core has fractured from our jump. And you see the amoeboid kind of blink in and out of existence for a half second. Anybody who wants to can roll a perception check.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I also shall.
Oh, I rolled an 11. I'll type that in.
Thank you much.
I did not roll 101.
Alright, so Suave, you suspect that this is not a physical creature. You're not sure though. It moves, it seems to have a physical body, but something about it you're like, I'm not sure.
So, Sire, could you perhaps give us a bit more context as to our situation? I think we're not all necessarily on the same page. Before we then start dealing with the impending core fracture, as you said.
Core fractured. Assessment necessary.
Oh, okay. I'm an engineer. I'm not a ship engineer, but I can certainly try to repair it if that is necessary before we move on. Could you direct me to the core?
Yes, core. Second level. And you see Saya go over to this drain that you had all stepped over and slink down into it and disappear.
Wait. Alright, what? We're going to this core, sure, but what are we actually going to do once we get there? We don't have any tools.
Plausibly, if typically places of engineering have some degree of tools. If not, I'm quite handy in general. It's no replacement for a tool, but I can do a patch job.
I'll come with you then.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should move quickly. Right. Computer, please direct us to the stairs. We cannot move through grates, unless we can.
Lorcas, I see you down there looking at that screen. Are you trying to interpret any of the information on it?
Yes, I have found what appears to be a source of information in this otherwise uninforming situation, so I wish to figure out what I can.
Roll me a data check, please.
Cool.
And I believe that's a d20 plus your wisdom modifier.
Is it
Intelligence.
wisdom based? I thought
It's
it was
intelligence.
intelligence.
It's intelligence.
It's
Nope,
intelligence?
Data's
Okay.
intelligence.
And that's one of the things I did to take proficiency on, so I'm going to use my history as a stand-in for it.
Oh, beautiful!
So, 23! Finally got a roll.
Excellent. You can understand this. You can see this as a digital readout of the currently functioning systems. Most notably, you see that almost everything is in critical condition. Power is failingly low, and the lights are draining that, as well as the core seems to have fractured into several pieces, so it has become very unstable, and your cryogenic system seems to have partially failed, not entirely, but all in all, you get the sense that the ship is in dire straits, and maybe you shouldn't leave the lights on as you leave rooms, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that that's probably going to be the very first thing I do, is I'll just, like, tap over the screen and pull up a map of, like, the lighting system and be like, well, we're not using lights in this, and just start turning them off.
Excellent.
To preserve this energy situation. And I'd like to pull up a log of activity to see if I can determine, like, was this literally just because this thing was such a rust bucket that it fell apart during a jump, or did some sort of an anomalous situation occur? Did we get fired upon? Like, is there any kind of logging system that could potentially explain this a little better?
With that 23, I'm gonna say you find not a logging system, but actually some old security. It's just security footage of people moving in and around Ping. It shows that you were all loaded up by the Ava Raw officials. In separate instances, it catalogs a couple year-long journey around the verse to pick each one of you up and then fire you off. The catalog becomes really fuzzy right at the time of the jump, which you know usually happens because of Vorpal interferences and the nature of techno magic. It's kind of unstable when you start moving that fast through the verse, especially when you go through a mall. But what you gather from this data is that the ship actually wasn't in terrible condition. It was returned to what they would say would be general standard, but you have sustained some kind of critical damage through the jump, and some temporal anomaly seems to have knocked some things loose that you wouldn't have expected to come loose during a normal jump.
Okay. Well, as the rest of the crew, I'm sure, is arriving at the crack, that needs repairing, I'm just going to let them at it, and I'm going to continue on this, and I'm going to start pulling up information about the other individuals that seem to be listed on the manifest as part of this ship, and see if I can't just continue to get information.
Okay, Lorcas is going data hunting, and Swabi and Nareth are going to fix the thing. Jane, what are you doing? Are you staying with Lorcas, or are you following Swabi and Nareth?
I'm gonna branch off away from all of these. Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm just gonna start wandering around. I have nothing to lose right now. Maybe I'll find somewhere safe to sit and breathe. Just breathe. This is not what I expected.
Somewhere safe.
Where am I? No.
Jane runs off into a wing of the ship to clumsily try not to fall into machinery. You see runic symbols ingrained into the floor, which is pretty commonplace on ships to keep them flying. Standard technomagic.
Okay. Do I find anything specific, or are there like any books anywhere? Is there any decor? Is it just a plain comfortable bureaucratic area?
Give me a perception check. Or are you looking for books in particular, or are you just looking around?
I'm just looking around.
Yeah, perception, please. You see that It doesn't appear to be a bureaucratic area. If anything, it appears opposite of that. One of the machines seems like it controls maybe a shield. There's a lot of sensors and buttons and bobs. It's definitely not a sitting room. You see that one of the items is a psionic generator, and perhaps it might be able to create virtual displays, maybe? Another terminal is a navigation terminal, and potentially there's space for storage as well, but nowhere really nice to sit and relax. This isn't the place that I guess is determined for that.
Retirement's terrible. Okay, I'm just gonna keep wandering and just see if I notice anything that might reveal who these people are, or what the next step. What are we doing? I need some more analysis. Oh no.
As you run around, you see Swavi and Nerith approaching, and Swavi and Nerith, a door opens before you, a massive door into a large grated room with a sort of rumbling coming from below.
Is that the one directly in front of us?
It is.
Okay. I don't know how to open it. Is that a... Oh, it says it's still locked.
Oh, door's locked.
How dare. Try it.
That was my fault. I'm over here pushing too many buttons on the computer screen. I'll lock it and then unlock it and then lock it and then unlock
Wait,
it. No,
You have the ability to lock and unlock it on at that computer screen.
I have
She
no
may.
idea. I was just playing.
Oh my god. Okay,
Right,
so we go into here. Is this like a sort of engineering region, or is this a lift or a stairwell? What's the vibe with this?
The walls, you can all see, are interconnected and almost cog work. They move together. There are two panels, and both doors close at the same time as you hear a soft roar, and you can feel yourself descend. This is an elevator.
Ooh. I love elevators.
Oh, right.
They require less effort.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'll have to pull you to the scene. Give me a uno moment.
That's fine. I'm really enjoying Foundry. It is so much better than
Foundry's
Roll20.
Wonderful. So I just have Swavi and Nerith are going into the elevator?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should be able to see your characters.
Excellent.
Right, which door do we go out of now?
Both of them.
Both of
Say
them.
that.
Alright.
I will go this way. Ooh.
I'll follow you.
Computer, please direct us to the core.
The core can be found on sub-level to the eastern side.
Oh, okay.
Eastern side, right.
Well, we're on the eastern side.
Northeastern
Nareth sort of walks.
wing.
Oh, northeastern.
Look.
That'll be this way. Oh, that's a wall apparently, so I can't go through that section. Here we are.
Well, is it this massive fucking thing, maybe?
Is it this giant glowy thing with much lightning?
As you start looking around at that glowy thing with much lightning, roll me a technology check, please.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Me as well, or just Nareth?
You as well.
13.
I rolled a total of 23.
Ooh.
Which a boysons.
Swavi, it's a big lightningy thingy. You have no idea what that is. Nerith, you understand that that could be a potential cloaking device, but it is badly damaged and non-functional right now.
Ah, I see. Okay. Would Nareth have any understanding as to which device in this room is likely to be the core? Is it just because they're naturally tech-minded, so I thought it'd be easy to just ask.
Yes, with that 23, you see that this glowing center over here is most likely the core in question, and you also see the slated figure of Saya standing before it.
Is it down to the
Oh.
south then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard it was northeast, so I went to the wrong. I went. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong area because there's another icon of a figure down at the very bottom, just so you're aware, DM. Around the blue thing.
Yes. Yep, I know.
Oh, okay. Because I was
There's
about. Oh,
multiple.
if that's deliberate. Oh, okay. I was about to say, oh, the conspiracy begins. Okay. Nareth sort of runs over and looks and tries to make sense of the core and what needs to be done, and if there's any supplies or tools around. Do we have any of our supposed starting equipment on us?
Not on your person, but you were allowed to keep certain personal effects. You were allowed one status cube each, which is sort of a personal pocketbook of a bag of holding, magical bag of
Okay.
holding for each of you, and it's located in your rooms, wherever those might be.
And would those contain the items on our sheets, presumably?
Probably. You also see a
Okay.
loose tool just sitting right up there.
Okay. Then Nareth would grab that tool, just for the sake of ease, and would then sort of sit in front of the core and go, right, what's wrong with it?
From that 23, the most obvious thing is that it's not in one piece anymore. It's got several hairline fractures going through it that are sort of leaking this oozing light. And obviously, it's very hot to the touch and it's radiating energy. You can't touch it with your bare hands, it's contained inside that machine. It would take a great deal to remove and replace it, but that is what needs to be done. However, they don't exactly just have spare void energy cores laying around.
Okay. DM, I have an idea.
Okay.
So as you are aware, I have the background feature vent tape and elbow grease,
Mm-hmm.
where if I focus my attention onto a damaged system, I can keep it working as long as I do so.
Yep.
And also I have a tool which Nareth would perceive as a method of fixing this. Based on, as we discussed previously, with Nareth's particular quirk, I'd like to use those the tool, the background feature, and that particular quirk we've mentioned. If you recall correctly, I can message to you otherwise. Essentially, just to keep this thing running, so we get a bit more juice running into the battery, so we have a bit more time before things start falling apart more.
You can definitely do that. With your abilities, you can make this functional, not perfect. It won't be able to run everything at optimal levels, but you can keep everybody alive on this for a good while if you apply yourself.
Okay. I'll go give a brief descriptor then. As Suavi, you sort of come down with Nareth. Nareth sort of runs over, grabs the big wrench, and looks as though she's essentially like taking stock of this generator, running around, and then what looks to be like tightening things and sort of adjusting like pressure valves and the like, as if to sort of compensate for the damage to the crystal. The effect of which the DM will no doubt provide.
The damage to the crystal is pretty extensive. You can see it's on all sides, all angles, and down to the core. But because of your particular ability with such things, you're able to manipulate it in a way that heaves new life into the ship around you. You can feel it almost as the aching, creaking systems give a little bit of ease and a few more things breathe to life as some non-critical systems return to being able to function, like lights. Lights can now run without posing a danger to you.
Okay. Nareth sort of then turns to you, like she's still focusing, and it's taking a lot of focus in order to keep this working. And you can see that she has to constantly compensate and readjust different sections. And she sort of looks over to Suave and says, "I don't suppose you'd be able to do me a favor and try to find some sort of supply room or something, just because I'd rather we don't explode, but I don't really want to leave this thing in the meantime."
Got it. You seem to know what you're doing. I'll go do that. I'd rather not be anywhere near that fucking thing.
It's mostly safe. Mostly.
For you.
Yep. I'll store cupboard. Computer. Where's the nearest storage cupboard?
Storage facilities remain locked while in flight for your safety. Do you wish to unlock?
I do, and I also wish to know where they are. Thank you.
Storage facilities located on second basement, southwestern wing. Manual unlock
Second
required.
basement. How many floors does this ship have?
The Saya Ping contains 2 floors.
Second. Right. I'll see if I can find it then. Do I need to roll anything to figure out where that is?
From the direction that they gave you, you can sense it's probably down here, south from where you are right now, and down that hallway. There's 2 giant doors leading there, sliding doors that come together in the middle and meet. Very imposing. They go from the floor to the ceiling, and unlike all the others, they don't seem to have a panel or anything nearby to poke at.
Okay, gonna try standing in front of one now. Alright, anyway, I can see that these might open.
Manual unlock required.
Manual unlock.
Give me an investigation check. Nope.
9.
Just looks like the doors go directly into the walls. It's all smooth. You don't see anything.
Sawyer, was it? Can you open these doors for me, please?
Storage doors necessitate manual override while in flight. Please proceed to the captain's quarters for manual override.
Ah, fuck. Right. Guess I'm going up then. Naret, can you hear me?
You can probably hear over the echo of machinery and the clangs and whirs, but your ears are used to that sort of noise, Nareth, so you can hear Suave yelling down the hall.
Sorry, I was distracted. Say again. Oh, sorry, and she runs over and starts readjusting again. Could you repeat that?
Right, I'm going up. Apparently, the storage doors need to be unlocked at the captain's part, alright?
Okay, I also had a thought. So, you know how it probably... I'm not certain. I'm not certain, but I think the Rothian might not eat us. Might. They seem a little funny. So, I'm still worried, but I think it might be worth trying to, once we've gotten this situation with the core a bit more settled, maybe it might be worth our time sort of trying to get a sort of read on the other 2, because they seem a little quirky. But it might be worth it because I think we might be stuck on this ship for a while, considering none of us are 100% sure as to what's going on.
Well, it seems a little bit illogical to eat you, considering you're the one keeping the core going, so you keep being useful and probably you won't get eaten.
So, sorry, could you repeat that?
Just keep fixing the core, I'll go up, alright?
Yes, no, I'll do that. You stay safe.
Try my best.
And as you enter the elevator to go up, said Rothian has found their way into the more comfortable sort of life that perhaps they might be seeking. Jane, you have found the living room, and the lights go on as things start to hum to life around you.
I can't hear anyone, by the way. Just
Oh,
Including me?
oh,
Hills?
like, hmm.
Technical difficulty. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, okay. So should we continue?
Yep, go
Yes,
ahead,
wait.
Jane.
I
sorry.
don't.
Um,
What do I see around me? Do I see what's in the living room? What am I looking at here?
The living room is comprised of teal sofas, two of them. They look
Oh,
nice and spacious, probably big enough for
oh,
even you to recline on, along
oh,
with a big armchair, a um, cabinet full of various materials, books, and the like, very old ones, scrolls. There seem to be knickknacks on a glass table, a globe, you're not sure which planet, and a model solar system in the corner as well. There seems to be a screen, although it was previously completely dark, but now it's illuminated with a pale blue glow.
oh. I'm gonna approach the screen and kind of look around and poke and see if I can get it. Find buttons. I want me to roll perception.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Uh, let me think.
You don't see any buttons, but the screen does respond to something about you. As you mutter at it and you kind of paw at it, it responds and seems like you're changing channels, maybe? But every channel is static and fuzz and not even a blip of any show you've ever seen.
Aw, what? Wow. Um, is it just static? Do I hear it? You know what? I'm actually gonna give up on the screen. Do I see anything else around other than just like the books and the screen?
Other than the books in the screen, there's a side table, but in the living room, that's about that. It does share an open area with a much larger space next to it that you see. You can give me an investigation check if you want to look for something in it,
Sure. All
or
right.
perception if you're just looking around.
I'll do investigation.
All right, what are you looking for?
Anything that might explain how we got like what the ship's for, what's going on, maybe a user manual, even like tourist guides, any kind of indicator of where we're headed or why we're on the ship. Just anything.
Well, you don't find that, unfortunately, but while you're searching over these machines and these cabinets, you actually do find over here. This is directly across from you, far on the east wall, is an exotic spice rack and a helpful guide for cooking with spices from a planet that you are not familiar with.
That's unfortunate. I don't eat, so I'm I'll go and investigate. Do I recognize? I don't recognize the language or anything on them. I assume
Actually, what languages do you speak?
Orcish and Celestial
Oh,
and
nope.
thieves.
You do not recognize that one. It looks like complete gibberish to you,
Uh,
but you can tell
uh,
that some of the pictures in the book match the pictures on the bottles that are like sitting there on the spice rack.
okay, okay. Um, I'm gonna kind of look around. So basically, it's just like I just see things for entertainment, not really anything that's gonna benefit me. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, this seems just like a plain old living space.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna sit on the couch and just not touch it with my hands, but just sit, kind of like you do when you go to a public outhouse. I'm just gonna sit and just try and relax for a minute because I'm a little panicked.
Jane is reclining on the couch and getting over her panic. It's soft and yielding, and it's just
Oh,
cushy and relaxing. It feels freshly cleaned,
oh
even.
yeah. Oh, that's nice.
It just envelops you in a hug. And while you're
Mm.
relaxing over there, Lorcas, let's see what you're finding on your companions.
Yes, I'm going to pull up the logs on all the individuals registered to this ship and the details about them.
All right, so those files are definitely locked. Give me a data check to see if you can hack into them.
Right, let's do this.
Oh,
21?
yes, you're in. All right, so you get open the file on. Let's roll me a d3.
Okay. 1.
You get the file on Jane.
Cool. The Rothian.
Yep,
This is a good start. Let's start with the one that's the most confusing.
it lists their name, birthplace, um, full physical stats, height, weight, allergies, any of those things, loved ones, blood type. It lists their sentence, which is like all of yours, banishment, eternal. That just is banishment, and then it has a nice little E in parentheses next to it. It also lists what she was banished for, which
Okay.
I will not reveal to everybody, but I will send you in DMs. Are you going to continue looking for the others?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to continue looking, and as you look, you notice that the lights have come on around you, and the systems seemingly have changed from insanely red and worrisome to stable? Question mark?
Okay. That seems good.
Exactly, but you don't know how that just happened, so. Eh? And
Uh-huh.
as that happens, you hear a door open, and Suave, you emerge from the elevator. Where are you going?
Uh, I intend to make my way back over to the captain's quarters.
You know where that is then. Lorca says you're still searching. Suave enters the room.
Well, I'm still on the ground floor, I think.
Oh, I didn't pull you to the scene?
No.
There you are.
I mean, if I'm supposed to see something, I don't think I have a token on this level.
No, you're fine. You stay where you
Okay.
are. Suave's coming back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
Ah,
continuing searching. Pull up the next person.
Roll me a d20.
hello. Hi there.
Hello?
Suave, you see your face come up on Lorcas' screen.
They didn't get my good side. Fuckers.
That's your personal file. All the information about you, your crimes, your loved ones.
You're being a bit of a nosy posy, aren't you?
It says your name is Suave.
That's my main name, yeah. But,
On the line it reads Sloridian Fran, and under aliases you see Suave.
Okay, then I will say, it looks like your name is Slurdy and Fran.
that's one name for me, sure. But, you can call me Suave. Everyone else calls me Suave.
Suave. Very well.
And, what about yourself?
Well, my name is Loricas, but many people cannot pronounce it the correct way. And so my friends have changed to calling me Lower, which is harder for me to say, but apparently easier for others.
Well, whatever you prefer. I'll just call you Lore for the sake of shortness. But nice to meet you. Well, if you can get my file up that easy, then what's the juice on everyone else?
I did find the file here on the Worthian.
That's what she is. That makes sense. I've not met a lot of them, and more of them are usually a bit taller.
Hostile?
And that.
I'll tab over and I guess show Suave the file that I pulled up previously, if it's still open.
Yeah, you can do that. You can go ahead and
Yeah.
open up Jane's file and show all of their personal information to Suave. And Suave, you can read right through it. You've seen personnel files before. You know how to break them down.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll certainly have a look over that.
I will DM them to you both in a moment. And I assume you're going to open the last one as well? Lorcas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the last one too.
And you see Nereth's profile, as well as the reasons for her exile and etc.
Oh. This is all very interesting, but what about you then? What are you on here for?
I will pull up my own profile.
Oh, you are there.
Open it.
You open your profile and you see your name along with a lot of redacted information.
Ooh, that's
Well.
even worse than mine.
A lot of redacted information. Home planet redacted. Uh, your family information is redacted. Your age is redacted. There's not a lot in your file except your picture, your name, and that's about it.
Does it have listed what I was convicted of?
It does, but it's also heavily redacted. There are no names in there, no places are mentioned specifically. It's incredibly vague. Everybody else's was 9 out of 10 on the scale of detail. Meanwhile, yours is 2 out of 10.
Great.
Well,
I made myself look so much worse
well.
by trying to be transparent.
Lower, what on earth have you been doing, you little mischief maker? Should I be worried?
I don't. This still doesn't make much sense to me.
Right. Well, everyone's joking that it's the Rodian that's going to eat everyone, so I'll make sure that it stays that way. Keep between us, yeah? You don't tell anyone what I'm convicted of either, no?
Sure, if that is something you do not wish the others to know.
Yeah, I keep your secrets, you keep mine. Although it seems like the computer's keeping all your secrets for you, so I might be at a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think Laura's just gonna sort of stare at the screen a little bit confused, like, really? All of those details? All of them? And just kind of mull it over for a minute.
And mull you do. Suave, you came up into this room for a reason, did you not?
Right, Laura, how good are you at bringing up stuff like unlocking doors?
Well, what door do you want unlocked?
There's two massive fuck-off doors on the lower floor. I think they lead to a storage room that Nareth asked me to open in order to look for tools or things to help fixing the core and keeping it stable. So,
Okay, let's see if this terminal will access it.
The
I'll-
terminal illuminates, and you see the data reflected. You see that You can tell that the ship door is locked, but this is not the station to unlock it. That is a voice command you might be able to ask.
Didn't
Manual unlock located in Captain's quarters.
and where is that?
Roll me an investigation check, both of you.
No fucking clue.
11. I do also have the map up, maybe?
Suave, you've got no idea which one of these numerous screens could do anything, but Lore, you think that maybe these two red screens down here, since there are two doors downstairs, two red manual switches, maybe that has something to do with each other?
Alright, I'll go over there and investigate it. I don't know if it's something that's like on my end, but it says I don't have an active token with vision here, so I can't see or interact with anything.
What? Okay. Let me fix that. You should.
Hmm.
You own
Who
that.
doesn't love surprise tech issues?
Always tech issues. Has vision. Let me try one other thing. And you said you'd go over and check it out.
Yeah, we'll go over to the terminal and see what we can make work.
Try clicking your token now and see if you can move it.
I don't see the token.
The
I
little...
don't see anything.
Really?
Everything is just black.
Same here.
Is it possible you've?
What about now?
Yeah,
I had
you
the
have to
wrong
move to the
thing
different
activated.
scene.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be why.
Oh, cool! I'm there. I'm good.
Cool.
Yes.
There we go. So, you see those two red spheres projected in front of you. And you think they
Okay,
might have
this is
something
like
to do.
Okay. Is this like a hologram thing?
Mhm.
Is it interactable?
Do you try and touch it?
Yes.
Yes. It morphs around your hand and seems to be reading you. Identity confirmed. Passenger.
Good.
Lorcus.
Oh.
It glows green around you for a moment,
Oh.
but it doesn't do anything else.
Is there information in these spheres?
You,
Maps or lists or anything?
not maps, but roll me a technology check to see how you
Oof.
interface with this.
Which stat is that one?
Intelligence, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it starts
Right,
beeping at you angrily.
right. Am I alright to have a look? Can I see what in the actual fuck's going on?
Sure. I'll step aside.
Not that I'm a genius, mind you, but I have been told I have a sharp wit, apparently. Don't know if that applies to technology. Anyway, what am I rolling?
Investigation, sorry. Technology, which is intelligence.
But I have proficiencies,
Beautiful.
which bring it from a minus to a 0. 11.
You get much the same interaction that Lorcas did. If you put your hand in it, it reads you and positively identifies you. It doesn't automatically do anything else other than that. You get the feeling you may need to ask specifically for Saya to do something further.
Okay, I think this manual override shite. It only works if you're not a passenger, which apparently we are. So either we find the captain and make them do it, or we have to, look at me, I'm the captain now, sort of idea.
Saya,
Yes, Lorcas.
manually override captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters are available currently.
No,
Maybe
no,
they are now open.
no, Saya,
Yes, Suave.
please manually override lower storage doors.
Please provide 2 passenger agreement identity to manual override while in flight.
Agreement.
I agree. Loricus Lower agrees.
Horricus.
Loricus.
Yeah.
Confirmed. And you see the 2 red lights extinguish.
Oh,
You fucking hell. Yes. High five.
okay.
Alright. Well, I guess I can fuck off back downstairs now. I hope Nareth hasn't shot herself. You alright up here?
Yes, I suppose I will follow you.
As you 2 are walking, Jane, you are reclining nicely on your chair, and you hear some chatter, some buzzes, some beeps, and eventually the sound of footsteps of your companions. Do you stay seated?
No, I stand up abruptly and face the door awkwardly because I don't know what to do with my body, and I'm assuming that they are gonna come tell me I'm gonna eat them, but we don't even eat.
Well, you're safe for now because no one is coming towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna look around a little bit more. Now, you said that there were books, right? Books?
There are.
There's some books.
You
What
don't
do I
see them in
see?
this room, but you saw them back in the living room.
Sit back over here. Whee.
Yep, now this is the living room area. The books are over here on this shelf with scrolls and books. It looks very haphazard.
I'm gonna poke around and see if I find anything that either interests me or might give information on what anything that's going on, or like compatriots, or maybe where we've been or are headed.
Ooh, okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Hey.
Ooh, okay. You find a manual on void jumps. It's kind of a beginner's how-to guide. It's very old, very basic, like, this manual has been remade in, like, 20 different editions. This is edition maybe 13. It's a older book, probably a couple decades, but it still has good information in it.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back down and just kind of read it, see what I can suss out from that.
You got it. You're going to take some time reading about void jumping. Excellent information. While Lorcas and Suave are going back downstairs. Give me a moment to pull you down here.
Just your word, Ian, there's no music on this floor.
Oh, thank you. I'll fix
Yeah.
that.
Well, here we are. Lower.
Okay.
Far door and up. You should find Narit and see if she's alright. I'll go to the cupboard.
Sure.
Sorry, was there someone talking to Nareth, or was that just a generic agreement to,
Mention of their name as the two parties separate. One starts coming towards you, and the other goes off on their own adventure. You still see those two doors, Suave, standing and imposing before you.
Any way I can see to open them now?
As you say that, they indeed open.
Oh. Fucking bright near.
There's a massive etching on the flooring that you see to be very common in planes. It's a common flight spell that keeps you in the air. There's also an air recycler, which you would be careful not to fall into, along with several crates, boxes, barrels, a large, massive handle, or that looks like a crane, perhaps, to another door that is very, very locked. It looks like a hangar door. Barrels, pallets that seem empty, a little bit of scattered wood. That's what you see at first glance.
Much in the way of ship's tools around here?
If there are any ship's tools, they might be in the boxes that have been packed. You imagine those are probably where any personal effects that didn't go into the status cubes went.
Right, looking through those.
Give me investigation. You
7.
You happen to crack open one of the boxes, and the first one you open has a ton of generic ship's maintenance tools in it. It's got spare wires, it's got clippers, it's got drills, it's got rotary turners, it's got cogs, it's got everything you could imagine in a 5x5 crate. Pretty damn heavy though.
Oh. Well, upon seeing that it's probably too heavy to lift, I'll just step myself back out of the room into the hallway. And, Narit!
Yes!
Narit, he's still there.
I'm
Come
still
here, there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of ship's tools over here. Come pick them.
Okay, Nareth is gonna sort of mid-cranking just some aspect of this engine, just sort of stop and let go, and because she's no longer focusing on maintaining the engine, it very quickly starts to not function.
Yep, lights start going out, stuff starts getting not good in a hurry. You're not falling out of the sky or anything, but your systems are not as fully operational without cost as they are with Nerith right there working on it.
Oh dear. Is this the door here that I have to open?
No, Narit, over here, to your right.
To my right? Oh, okay.
No, that's your left, Narit.
Oh, okay, my other right. Okay.
Yep. Hi. Right, come here. This big old box over here. Oh. Ship's stopped working as well.
Is it this one over here?
You
Yep.
see one of the boxes has had the lid pried open, and there's wires haphazardly hanging out of it. It doesn't
Marvelous.
seem like it was packed with much care. Somebody just kind of tossed her shit in there.
Okay, sort of rushing through, is there anything in there, and I'm even talking like duct tape if needed, that will be usable enough so that Nareth can make some kind of beginnings of a repair on the engine so she doesn't have to spend all of her waking hours at the engine for us to not die?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, I love those. I get an extra D4 to those.
Beautiful. You'll need it.
Ooh.
It's
One moment.
a
Alexa, light on.
DC.
Alexa, light on. Okay. Okay, with my investigation, I got a total of 18,
That's enough.
which I will now put into the chat.
That is enough. You find exactly what you need to make your repairs. They'll be temporary, but you won't have to stand there and man them. You'll have to put a good amount of effort, a couple hours into the work, but once you do, once you get this stabilized, you'll be able to leave it comfortably for an amount of time and not have to worry about anything happening.
Okay, Nareth would sort of like give Suavi a sort of wave and say, are you skilled in any way, shape or form with engineering?
I might know a few things, yeah.
Excellent, you can be an extra set of hands. Follow me.
Oh, right.
Nareth awkwardly goes over the northern section for some reason, as opposed to the southern section.
Exploring.
And sort of literally just runs... Oh, that's a wall. Sort of runs over
Runs
to the
into
engine.
a wall.
Runs into... Well, it's a gap that she would have fallen into, technically, but I didn't realize that was the case.
I'm glad she didn't fall into the open gap and all of the piping down below, because that would be a horrible death.
And then, DM, how much freedom of description am I allowed to give to sort of start drip-feeding information about Nareth and her general capacity?
Go for it.
Okay, so you would see that as Nareth begins working, she would get you to also assist in terms of being an extra hand, holding things together. Are either of you two trained in engineering and repairs?
No, and Lorica will step back, actually. Like, she had been over here, looking closely at this crystal, and when, in your way, when you show back up and stuff, she will just step out of the way.
Okay.
And just watch. Like, just... okay.
What about you, Suavi?
I'm sorry,
would
go
I
ahead.
be able to offer the help? Would I be able to offer the help action in any way to Nareth?
Yes, I'll allow that. If you ask Saya for help, since you see their token still there, they cannot actually physically hold anything.
Okay, they're a hologram or something.
Yes.
But yeah, as Nareth goes up to it and basically begins reattaching wires, basically stripping this thing down and covering every crack in duct tape, and just sort of attempting to clamp everything together in some sort of makeshift manner so that its own pressure is what's holding it together. Question, do either of you have a particularly high passive perception?
No, mine's like 13. Why?
It's just to know whether or not...
14?
Okay, then I'm not going to give any particularly minor details then, but you see as Nareth, it's kind of almost like cartoonish in the way that she acts and repairs, in that she's basically bouncing around this device, and it's like when you see a montage of a mad scientist in a children's TV show, where you can't tell what they're doing, none of it makes any sense, and yet the result seems to basically be occurring.
Hmm.
Do I have to roll anything, DM?
Suavi and Lorcas, actually, I need you both to roll technology for me, and Nareth as well, but for something else.
Okay, do I get advantage for the help action?
Pardon me?
Do I get advantage from the help action from Suavi?
Yes, you do indeed.
Okay. Oh, it's a good thing I have that. I probably needed it. Right. I got a total of 11.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Lorcas, can I get... Oh, alright. Oh god. Lorcas...
For some reason, I've got a 21 on whatever's happening.
Well, you understand the situation. That's what you were rolling for, and you understand that a void crystal, handling it incorrectly could create a black hole that swallows you all in an instant, and you won't have to worry about what happens next because you won't exist. You understand that's the reality of the situation as Nareth is making these repairs? Question mark? Bobby, you have no idea what's happening. This looks like Sunday morning cartoons to you. You're like, this looks ridiculous. This looks like a child playing with blocks, and it might be, but for whatever reason, Nerith, it doesn't look pretty and it's leaking, but it works. The lights come back on and you get the feeling that it'll hold a couple of normal days, quote unquote, on high Terra time, which is the usual time measurement. You can walk away and the ship won't fall apart, but you should probably check in on it frequently.
I'll do a once-a-day check on the site, at least until we manage to find some form of replacement. Right. Sire, what's next?
No fucking idea how you did that.
It's quite simple, really. I'll explain it to you later.
Core stabilized. Systems re-engaging. And you see the normal system lights turning back on around the ship. Not all of the systems, not every item. As you can see, being the engineer, Nerith, that there are a lot of devices potentially that could work but no longer do. A lot of things that have been stripped down of necessary components because the ship was decommissioned. But you figure that if you could find the right tidbits, like for that cloaking software, you might be able to make it work again. Not right now, but maybe.
Okay. So would I be able to, now that the ship is functioning, go towards the captain's quarters and try to get an understanding of the majority of the components that make up this ship, so I understand what we're working with here?
Yeah, you certainly can. Do you all join him in going upstairs? This manifestation of silence.
Yeah, makes well.
Okay. Nereth would sort of lead. Well, I say lead the way. There is no actual intention to lead. Nereth just kind of goes, right, that's done, and immediately begins leaving.
Thank fuck for that.
Are you having a bit of a struggle to move him around?
Yeah, I'm pulling people to the scene.
I kind of like that it literally drags you so you can see the path they take. It'd be nice to be able to draw a line. Can you do that? I don't think you
Yeah.
can.
You can, I forget how you can do it though.
Upper left-hand corner, like on that little thing underneath the anvil, there's the pencil. You can use that to draw.
But can you draw a path they would take, type thing?
Looks like
Yeah, like make them zigzag across the, the dance floor or something. I believe there is a way you can do that involving right-clicking of some description, but I forget exactly the specifics because I rarely use it.
Yeah, I think there's a control feature. I might have to download a module to do that. I'll look in on it. Someone remind me. But you reappear on the top level.
Okay.
And you hear running happening in the hallways.
Oh, isn't it where we die? This is it.
Do not believe that the Rothian is going to be hostile.
Are you sure about that? They're devious,
I suspect such.
Okay, you've had more interactions, so I'll trust your judgment on that. Right, to the data core. Away! And she will go towards the monitors, and as she enters the room, sort of goes, Sire, where can I get the most information about the ship's systems?
Jane, you see your fellows run from the elevator back into the captain's room, and you are re-entering a portion of the ship that you've kind of glanced at. Are you looking around?
I'm standing there with the book I was reading in my hand.
Oh, okay. Are you still reading and just going for a walk, or are you looking around the ship?
I came to tell everybody that I can help a little bit maybe with jump things, because I read a book and I can also help them with their taxes if for some reason they have taxes on them.
You should
You
definitely tell
found
them that. You saw what room they went in, so you can chase them down.
You found a book that had information about the jumps?
It's old, I think. But yeah, I found a whole living room that's pretty boring. There were no romance novels, but I have a book, and it's like...
Wait. Sorry. Hold the fuck up. A Rothian who reads... who reads romance novels. I'm sorry. This is highly irregular. Are you on this ship because you read romance novels, or some weird shit they probably jail you up like that for?
No.
Is this a
No.
prison ship? Are we all prisoners? Is that what this is? What's the situation
This is
on
an
that?
exile ship.
Yeah, this is a ship, not a prison.
We are all exiles, and this is basically a prison.
Oh, I thought that was all a horrible dream.
No.
What a dream.
Welcome to the ship, pal.
What is that?
Oh.
Is a dream
Right.
like when you throw a humanoid into the furnace and it doesn't burn well? I don't understand what that is.
Okay, that's horrifying. That's absolutely terrible. Okay, and she's gone. Never mind. Okay. I'm going to go to the ship's databanks. Laura, I can see you're at one of the databanks. Which databank is this?
I have not checked this one yet.
This one seems to be giving a readout of your vital systems, your oxygen, your gravity, everything that needs to be kept stable for life to function as you know it on the ship. It's giving you positive readouts, saying that everything is currently functioning okay. All prime systems that need to be generated are, and your teleportation is as well functional now.
DM, is the scale on the ship meant to be this big? Because I'm starting to feel like the ship is very large. Okay.
It is way bigger than you.
Okay, good to know. Right, so, I don't know if anyone else has anything to do, but Nareth is going to spend her time looking for, like a large-scale map of each of the floors of the ship, or any information about the modules of the ship that exist, type 5.
Everyone
Just to get a
give me
readout or a list.
perception check, please.
Can I do investigation because that's better for me?
Sure.
Can I do that as well?
Sure. I am a
Oh,
kind
I
DM.
rolled the most I could physically on every single dice roll. I rolled a 29.
Well, okay.
Wow.
Shit. You definitely see then that not on the screen Lorcas was looking at, but on the center screen, you see a box pop up with an exclamation point saying emergency broadcast received. Emergency broadcast received.
Okay, Nareth goes up to it and sort of pulls the other two, like, not literally, but like sort of waves them over. And goes, does someone want to get the Jane, the terrifying Jane?
I'll go do it. You two are weird.
Maybe we can ask Sire.
Oh,
Sire,
I'm coming. You guys have really loud thoughts. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm just... I'm coming.
Oh, okay, it can eat our thoughts. Oh no.
I don't eat!
Sire. Oh, it doesn't eat, it consumes.
Right.
Well, I don't
Can you
consume
just
anything
look at me?
now because, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. What do you need?
Can we all just fucking calm down for a hot minute?
I can try.
There's some lovely couches that might relax you.
Nareth attempts to take 3 deep breaths.
Look, at this rate, Jane seems like the most fucking sensical one out of the lot of yous, alright?
You all now see, standing in front of that monitor, there is a large box beeping with emergency broadcast received.
I click on
Loricus
it.
is just gonna tap it.
Opening emergency broadcast. You don't see anything pop up on the screen, but what you hear is a series of... how shall I say? Hold on one second.
The music's changing. This is where we die.
Oh.
I know. Can you hear the music change? There. Yes, there we go. What you see is nothing, but what you hear is the bone-chilling screams of otherworldly beings whose race you can't necessarily discern from their cries. Shrieks crying for help and pleading for rescue. They're cut off as quickly as they had shown up. And they're gone into the darkness from whence they came. But they leave behind a set of coordinates. An origin point for the broadcast. You can play it again, but all it is a 5-second clip, repeating, screaming voices crying out. Help.
That's terrifying.
Captain, what is the thing that went wrong when we traveled through the maw?
Temporal anomaly unknown. Core fracture destabilized. Current situation stable. Primary systems stable.
I'm going to reach across Nareth's shoulder to the screen, and I want to bring up the GPS to tell us where we are in space, and I also want to pull up a time recorder of any kind to tell us if we know where we are in time.
You attempt to pull up a GPS navigation, and you see largely darkness. You know that surrounding you there should be a sea of stars, and yet you can't seem to pick anything out of black.
Even when I zoom out, I'll zoom out, like do the pinchy pinch zoom out.
Yep, you can only zoom out 1,000 miles. That's how far your core will allow you to look right now. And within that 1,000 miles, there seems to be a lot of nothing. Except those coordinates, they are within the 1,000 miles, and you could maybe roughly discern. Give me a technology check and we'll see if you can find out where they would be in relation to you.
19.
You're able to sort of estimate where you might be. Somehow you get a good gut feeling that right there, that pinpoint, that's where those coordinates are.
So wait, you guys want to go towards the screaming?
As for time, it reads High Terra 5517. That is the last known year when you were exiled, and it currently reads that date, star date.
I don't think we are in known space anymore.
I mean, I think that's what an exile is for. My only concern is I don't want to particularly go to the screaming, but we should be aware that the ship is falling apart, and we aren't exactly. I don't think we have another void crystal for the engine. If that thing goes, we're just going to be a drifting space wreck. I mean, it's the only source of life we found in the nearby vicinity.
It will be a black hole. There won't be a worry.
Precisely. So, I mean, I didn't know that. I like I said, terrestrial vehicles is more my specialty. The fact that I've managed to get it going as it is really quite surprising. Is it maybe worth going towards the nearest people in the local vicinity in the hopes that they can help us repair our ship and get it to be a little bit more manageable so we can decide on somewhere to settle down for the rest of our long and lonely existences?
Based on that communication, this is not going to be some place that will be able to help us, because they are in need of help.
But maybe we can help them and they can help us, or maybe they no longer need help. Maybe this is just an old recording, but it gives us coordinates, and we can see if they're fine now.
Okay. I think I need to go wash my hands.
Oh, okay.
The hope in
Um,
Nareth's voice fails to move Jane.
I'm gonna go to one of these other computer screens so that I don't like mess up what other people are doing, and I'm gonna try and see if I can pull up like sensor suites.
Okay. Explain to me sensor suites.
I want to see if there's any sensors that can detect particulates in the space around us, perhaps tell us if we are near asteroids that could potentially, or space, like debris, possibly like a battle that's left over, there's ship's parts hanging out, or maybe an actual ship, or possibly if it's long range enough to detect that there are planetary bodies, or pick up the radiation from a sun, or anything that could sort of tell us about the space outside ourselves to some degree.
You do get a strong wave of radiation from one direction in particular. It is further than the coordinates, much further away than the coordinates in which the screaming come from. That's a different direction. In the polar opposite direction of that radiation is the deepest nothing that you can have ever seen. There is no signal. It almost appears to disappear. But on the other sides of you, between radiation and nothing, you have normal empty space, but a lot of vast emptiness that seems like it should be filled. You know that space is mostly nothing with little bits of stuff in between, and you know that there should be evidence of life, but there isn't. Just massive pulsing radiation coming from one direction, emptiness from the other.
And the radiation is not coming from the same direction as where we've sort of pinpointed the distress signal.
Correct. The distress signal is not in the direction of the radiation and also not in the direction of the nothing. So if the radiation is
Kind of like off to the side.
correct. But
Loreth is just kind of skimming through this and sitting there thinking.
you also see that these systems are very limited. You have seen ships that are more powerful than this, that can look thousands of miles, hundreds of thousands of miles into space. This one is very clearly dimmed down to the lowest settings possible, and you get the sense that if the core were perhaps repaired or replaced, you might be able to utilize these systems to look further.
So Loreth will sort of pull that up on the screen, visible for anybody, but she's just kind of like folded her fingers and is thinking as she's staring at all of this.
Okay. Nareth, in the meantime, is trying to get access to, as I mentioned, either a combination of a map or a sort of just a full understanding of every possible tool, item, module, room, everything on the ship, basically, just so we have as much information as possible.
You do see a breakdown of the wings, as Saya mentioned earlier, the sand wing and the comm wing. They're broken down into what's essentially a data pad for engineers and for use. You see that is a personal Herald class. It's been manufactured by the Avia Ra. It's got a dark matter class 1 engine with an impulse jump of 3,000 feet, a 6-ton cargo availability. The Sand Wing features the Saya holographic pilot, which you've met already, pilot AI. It's got an astrometrics terminal, as well as a navigation terminal and defense terminals, which you assume would be able to be used if you had more than enough power to utilize more than the primary stations. There we go. You can go zoom in or go look at each of the controls to get a more in-depth understanding of what they do, but you get the sense that there's a control center that has a shield generator. There are viewports that let you physically look into outside space. There are sensors that let you pinpoint ships and obstacles within a certain mileage limit that can be upgraded. You've heard about the Saya system that allows you to project, but also this ship is run by voice commands from the crew. It also needs multiple crew members, a majority crew members in fact, to agree to unlock terminal systems while the ship is running and operational, such as the storage units and the storage hangar, which is still locked, fortunately. It has a navigation, anomaly detection, storage containers with charge ports for your electronics, replacement data pads, spare batteries. Then there's the comm wing. It's got communications, offense, and magitech. It has a light cannon, more viewports, and targeting optics, as well as a probe, a station to utilize the cloaking mechanism you saw downstairs. So if you get that working, then that's where you will utilize the cloaking mechanism from. Communication transmits, so you can actually talk to other systems, and a hypercapacitor, which is badly damaged and does not work. And a dynamic system overview, which you're accessing and is letting you see everything in the ship.
Okay, will I be able to get a list of that after the game or at some point when there's a free moment? Just because that was a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Okay, Nareth is going... I've taken up a lot of time, so I'm going to let some other people do some stuff, unless no one else has anything else they want to do, so...
Yes, would anybody else like to explore any other facet of your ship? Because, you still have not recollected your belongings from your rooms.
Oh, Nareth would do that, but I'll leave that in the background.
I would like to do that as well as my TI-83 calculator is somewhere on the ship.
Terrible, I love it.
It's with your personal effects. You should probably try to go locate your room. You've been stumbling around up here for a while, Jane. It's not in the cryo chamber. It's not in either of the wings. You've seen both of those. Maybe the back?
Are people, like, gonna start heading out of this room?
Nareth is going to take some time just fiddling about, but if people start leaving, she might follow.
Jane, you have entered what you understand from Nareth's description to be the comm wing. This is where navigation happens, communications.
This looks like an alien ball pit.
Yep.
It looks infested with germs, but I don't see my room here, so I'm gonna go.
Yep, definitely not your room there.
No, this is where we were trapped, right?
Those are the cryostasis units, yep.
Don't like that. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. What's this? Oh. I can't. I got doors. Doors. This doesn't look like much. Oh, nope. Those don't look good. Nope. Okay. Wait, what are those?
As you step into those rooms, you see a singular drain in the middle and several nozzles installed on the walls that you assume might spray water or some other type of cleaning solution.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
I think I found a room.
And as you enter that room, it lights up.
Ah, okay. Can I tell which room is mine?
As a matter of fact, you can if you go over to the little bin in the corner there. That will
Okay,
be
Nareth does.
your personal effects.
Is that Nareth's ones then, or are they someone else's?
You may have whichever room you prefer. You can all sort that out. Whichever
Will
room
we,
you like.
DM, at some point, would we be able to get a version of this map that doesn't require sightlines? Just as a map, just to make it easier to navigate.
Yeah.
Just because it is a little tricky to tell where I am going when.
I mean, it is a brand new place. Your
It is.
character
No,
doesn't know where they're going.
No, of course, in this instance, but I'm saying once we've become more familiar.
Yep. Once you get familiar with your ship, you'll notice that it's like nothing moving around.
Oh, it also
Rooms-
looks like we're actually like saving bits of, like, it is starting to like have memory of where I've been. I think
Mhm.
it's wild. Oh, okay, that works really well. There you go. So yeah, Nareth will take, I guess, this one directly here.
Each room has a
so I can-
sizable bed and armchair, along with a single drawer, chest of drawers, circular chest of drawers, magically imbued with a bag of holding with all of your personal effects.
Whee. I see you're not fond of encumbrance mechanics, DM.
No. Give people their stuff.
I think I found a room. I would like to disinfect it. Ship, can I disinfect it?
Disinfecting. And you see the room bathe
I gotta get out.
a greenish light as it seems to start at the top and make its way slowly down. It's about an inch thick. Neon green light just sweeping through the room. Disinfection complete.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ship. Thank you, Mrs. Ship. Miss Ship. I don't know what your honorific is. Thank you.
You are welcome, Passenger Jane.
Okay. Let's see. Where's my stuff? 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 Where's my stuff?
It's in your room.
Already? Oh.
Yep. If you go into your room and declare it yours, your things will show up in the personal transmat deck item.
How do I declare it?
You just say it's yours. There you go.
Mine!
Yours!
Flag.
Now this shelf is filled with all of your personal belongings that you were allowed to set aside before exile.
Excellent, thank you.
So it's got any books you wanted, any personal items, all of that good stuff. Kept safe.
It is here.
It is, yes.
Excellent.
Suave and Lorcas, do you similarly go investigate rooms, or are you working in the captain's quarters?
Ulricus is sitting very contemplatively at the screen, and after a moment, I think is going to start tapping at it again, try and pull up the navigation system.
Okay, you can access the navigation system, sure.
And I think that they are going to take note of the general direction of the radiation and the direction for that signal they received, and start a trajectory that will be more or less in between, so that we're not just sitting drifting in space, we are moving with purpose.
Okay.
But kind of create a trajectory that will allow us to more or less stay equidistant deciding on when we eventually just make a decision which direction to go, that they will be equivalently available to us.
Okay. You, as you look at the navigation systems, you get the sense that if you were to go towards the radiation and seek it to a source, you might be able to follow the signal thusly. If you were to go towards that blackness, you're not entirely sure how close or far you would get before it might affect the ship negatively. As for the coordinates, that seems like the only destination that you could get to with the ship in its current state within a certain reasonable amount of time. If you were to try and go towards the heavy radiation or towards the blackness, it might take too long to get there, you realize, because it would be a very long trip.
Mhm.
Those are massively outdistanced by the signal.
Okay. Well, then I'll just set up the trajectory towards the signal, but not like directly to the signal. I'm trying to not just look like we are beelining it.
Okay.
Keep a certain sense of ability to skitter away if we so choose.
Gotcha. Okay. Approaching, but not directly, with caution.
Right.
It's not...
And then after that,
Go ahead.
after setting that, I think I will probably head towards this whole, like, discovering a room situation that everybody else seems to be doing.
Okay. Suave, what are you up to? Suave's having a minute, so Lorhis, we're gonna discover your room.
Okay. As we discover my room, can I ask out of character really fast, where was I supposed to receive that information? On what messaging platform?
Whichever you prefer, I can tell you.
Okay. I was looking for it in Discord, and then I didn't know if you'd sent it to me in Foundry, and I just couldn't see it.
Nope, it'll be, I'll send it to you in Discord after the session. I just need
Okay.
another monitor, frankly.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'll pull up the map to kind of give me a sense of where I'm supposed to head, and then try and walk with that in my mind as I go to try and find the rooms. Are they through this elevator space?
No, the elevator will just lead you down. You see two halls and two wings. You get from Nereth's description that those are probably the battle wings up front. They have to do with piloting the ship and etc. And the more home comforts are at the back. So probably where Jane was running around earlier, you suspect might be the rooms.
Okay. Also, is there an easier way to scroll in Foundry? Because when I get to the edge of my screen and I can't see my character anymore, I have to like right click and pull, and then it tries to like close the window.
What I do is I use the arrow keys. They make it easiest for me to automatically adjust. But or just click in the middle of the screen and right click. That's what I try and do. It's kind of a learning curve with Foundry. I apologize. Lorca says
Okay, 'cause I can't seem
living
to-
room.
Scroll the map to keep my character in the center is the problem.
That I don't know how to
So,
fix,
like-
but I will look into it off stream.
Okay.
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 You see the sinks, and you see a full kitchen, a large dining table, an ill-lit hallway behind the bathrooms leading down to a much brighter lit hallway with a lot of open doors. The decor is sparse in this ship. You all notice it is very clear that there aren't any paintings, personal effects, there's no decoration. The walls are very sparse. There weren't a lot of thought spared for the comfort and hominess, but it does have beds and couches at least.
Okay. So this appears to be where the personal quarters are located.
Yep, that's correct.
What appears to already be taken, I guess.
Well, you see no one in that room, so you can safely assume it's untaken. Every room is exactly the same as you walk in. You see a standardized bed with standardized sheets, blankets, a 1 to maybe 2 being armchair, depending, and a personal transmat deck, which has been bolted to the floor, but it serves as a bottomless wardrobe for you to safely store your belongings in. Oop, and I think we're having a cams issue because we lost one of our people. Sorry, everybody. We seem to be having a slight issue with Suavi's situation, but that's okay.
To be fair, for a first stream, this has gone really well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey. For a first stream. Ow. You hear meowing outside.
We discover that the entire ship is just a cat.
In the
It's a
wall.
giant neon cat in space.
Yep. Go back to those 2005 memes.
I better not get
Yeah.
copyright struck. Suavi is returning, but while Suavi returns and your ship is beginning to head towards that cry for help, is anybody saying, doing, or thinking anything particular as you make your venture towards that cry?
Nareth is probably having a panic attack. I would say, like, she spends a good, 15-20 minutes running around, as I've been doing in the background, trying to understand the majority of locations in the ship. But beyond that, I'm pretty certain she is just going to have a panic attack in her room, at least for a short period. So if anyone else wants to do anything, otherwise I've got 1,000,001 things that I as Nareth am wanting to do with the ship, but that's because I just want to make the ship amazing.
Well, Nareth, when you go into the cryogenics chamber, you notice that all the doors will open and unopen, except one.
Ooh, which is the one that doesn't open? That's fun.
The very last on the right. It
Ooh,
seems
okay.
stuck for some reason, and actually, the door itself looks frozen over.
Ooh, we're not getting in there without the power coming back on fully, are we?
Probably not. It seems like a critical failure was made in that part of the ship, and it just looks like a singular frozen hunk of ice.
Love it. Okay. I will keep that in the back of my head for now, but that's not an urgent priority at this point.
It doesn't seem to be hurting anything, but
Yeah. There's DM. There's in fact, no. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, so Nareth's gonna have a panic attack. But then when I get back, if no one's particularly hard set on doing anything, Suavi can't hear us, which is an odd technical issue because for once I can hear everyone, which is a fun change.
that is an odd technical issue.
Yes, I'm going to run to the loo as I just mentioned, and I will be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, well, as you do that, actually, while we're getting Suavi back, stream, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick 5-er. We will be right back with the conclusion of today's story, right after these restroom breaks. And we're back. Thank you guys so much for waiting through the break. Really appreciate you. We have all of our team sort of reassembled. They're still in their separate rooms, and yeah, everybody's sort of doing their own thing for a little while, and you hear a notification, a loud ping, if you will, and the overhead blinks. The overhead lights that are illuminating every room give a slight blink.
No, that can't be good.
Well, I'm just gonna make my way to the living room. I'm just gonna act cool. I'm just gonna play it cool.
Nareth is also gonna sort of look around and go, should we perhaps have a conversation about our current circumstances, everybody?
Well, better than doing nothing at all.
Okay, sire, maybe you could send a message to anyone who didn't hear my very, very loud call to maybe meet in the living room.
Passengers, please assemble in living quarters. Per passenger Nareth. You hear Saya give the announcement, and once again the lights blink on and off a little bit.
Amusingly, Nareth is the last one into the room already.
You're all sitting on couches that are plush and comfortable, but slightly too big, even for your Rothian friend.
Hmm.
The TV has some strange static, and maybe if you look for a minute, it looks like a figure, but no. It's nothing. It just buzzes blue in the background, and all of you sit in relative silence, or does anyone speak?
Hi, I'm Jade.
Hello, Jane. My name is Nareth.
Hello.
Guess I'll go next. I'm Suavi. Nice to meet you all.
And my name is Loricus, but it is easier for people apparently to call me Lower.
Oh yeah, Jade's short for I'm not even. Okay, yeah, I got you.
You've got me curious now.
I have a really long baby. It's Rothian tongue. I don't know if you'd be able to say it, but Jade works. Jade is what everyone called me. I was senior executive accountant, Jane, but I don't do that anymore, so now it's just Jane. So yeah, I learned how to do portals so we can get off this stupid ship, I think. Or not portals, but the space thing. Anything that's not numbers is really hard.
Jane learned about void jumps, and the book clutched in their hands is an old, leather-bound, some sort of animal hide is tying the pages together, and it looks like it was printed on a planet prior to laser printing. It has a basic understanding of the foundation of void jumping, and anybody who happened to be a void engineer could verify that, but Jane's picking up the information pretty readily as a very intelligent Roth individual. Jane, you're starting to get a greater understanding of the feeling that you had when you were in that chrysalis and your body was bending. That book helps you sort of understand where those feelings came from.
I clean the book a little bit closer to me. I like this book. It's very comforting.
Understandable. Okay, so we're all on an exile ship. I think we can all acknowledge that. Are you all murderers? Is that what it is? Am I on a ship with a bunch of murderers?
Well, I mean, I'm a Rothian, but I'm an accountant. I didn't get to
do you
murder.
account the dead?
No. I'm slightly allergic to some aliens' blood, and they didn't want to go through every species to find out because I don't want to carry an EpiPen everywhere. I went. So I was in the accounting specialty field for about 4,000 years.
Right.
For
4,000.
how long?
I know. I retired early.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Are you all going to murder? Is that? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm like twice the size of all of you. So that's scared per se, but like, are you all murdery?
I'm not a murderer. No, none of that. No.
Do I believe them?
You can roll an insight check.
Would I roll against that with persuasion or deception, or am I just leaving it to their insight check? How do you run that?
You may roll a deception check. Or, well, persuasion, whichever you prefer.
I would say it's persuasion, but to be honest, I have a negative charisma, so this probably isn't going to go very well.
Well,
Oh, I have a +1. I have a +1 because I'm an honest heart. There you go. I rolled a 13.
well,
Unbelievable.
fortunately for you, Jane rolled a 3, so yeah, Jane, no, of course they're not a murderer.
Yes,
Look
if
at
they
me.
are, it doesn't matter. I do have teeth.
But what about you, Mr. Suavi? What are you here for? What did you do? What?
I get the feeling that that answer won't go down very well. But Laura, what do you do?
Bobby's totes birds, isn't they?
So, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, Laura did ask you a question.
I'm not sure that it is of any relevance what exactly has landed us here. I've looked at everybody's files. It doesn't appear, and she kind of glances a little bit at Nareth, that we necessarily need to be on the lookout for our own safety from each other.
Okay. That's
The
good.
problem is, as I had expected this situation to occur, we would have been on the edges of the galaxy where there are still planets and systems. But the
Uh-oh.
Morgate appears to have had some sort of problem when we passed through.
Hearing that,
Did Jane
chills
read
each
anything
one
about
of you
that?
to the core. Pardon me, Jane, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Was there anything in the book that might be relevant to that?
The book is all about void jumping, which is what you did, and right now you're learning the basics and beginnings, the how-tos. You haven't seen anything about potentials for this specific thing that's happened to you, but from everything you've read, a single miscalculation can vastly disturb and disrupt where you end up in a void jump, and if even a decimal point was off, they could have sent you to the wrong side of space, and you very well know how particular those decimal points and coordinates have to be.
Oh, that's true.
So
Right.
the most likely estimate Jane would assume is that someone somewhere made a clerical error.
Hey. Okay. Wow. Well, what do we do?
Well, how desperate are we to get home? And how long is this
Oh,
trip gonna
no,
last?
I don't, I'm retired, I'm not going home.
I
Well,
don't think we're even allowed
I'm-
to go home.
My original
the nice-
home is not the home that I have been quote-unquote exiled from. So I do wish to return.
Right.
Well, I'm not too fussed one way or the other, but it is a little bit inconvenient being shot out the backside of bumfuck nowhere, not knowing where you are. So
That information from Lorcas strikes all of you as very particular. You have been banned from the entire known universe, and for them to have a home that they are not banned from suggests that they're not from that universe.
Well, is your home particularly nice? Maybe we could go there.
And like this very stoic, generally plain-faced, has had a couple of like moments of being somewhat downtrodden looking in this situation, but in the midst of your request, she just starts laughing.
I wasn't aware it was particularly funny.
Apologies, no, I mean, material planar individuals do have a tendency to visit, but I don't imagine you would want to live there.
Wait, do they have psychic energy there? Like psionic energy by chance? Is that...
It is how we exist.
What's a scion?
Utilizing your mental willpower to shape the world around you.
That's what I eat. That's food. I like that. Let's go there.
Is it like a form of wizardry?
It is. I am studying the interface between the two.
You're a spellcaster.
Excuse me, Loricus, are you food?
If you attempt to consume me in any way, Jane, I will stop you.
Well, I mean, not eating stops me as well, so I guess I'll have to figure this out later.
right. Nobody's eaten anyone. In fact, where is the fucking kitchen on this ship?
I think it's
right there.
It's a big space over here. We're next to.
As you say that, Suave, you glance over the giant television obstructing your view and happen to see a dining table and chairs off in the distance. Benches, rather.
Right, Saya, what's the inventory stock of the kitchen?
Kitchen. Inventory.
I think there's a bunch of powders that are colorful. I don't know what they do. I don't know.
Stocked.
Fully. Whoa.
Would you like to manufacture nutrition?
Is there what is there in terms of beverages?
Beverages. I have available water, hot. Water, cold. Coffee, hot. Coffee, cold. These are the
Can you
limits
try
of
to
my
take that?
selections.
At least she has coffee.
Fuck. Alright, hot coffee, please.
You see the panels right beside you. One of them slides down and reemerges a moment later with a filled porcelain cup full of hot coffee.
Does anyone else want anything?
There's also,
I'll have a coffee.
Suave, you see over in the corner something you'd be very familiar with, a standard meal fabricator. It dispenses what's commonly known as pellets, or nutritional meal supplements. It will keep you full, if not totally satisfied, but full.
Oh, wow. They got a whole bunch of fucking nemmies over here.
There's also a spice rack next to that seems to have been perused through. All of the spices seem strange. Not exactly familiar and not in a language you understand, but they don't seem strange in the poisonous way, just strange in the way that you haven't had them.
No idea what these fucking things are. Does anyone want a Nemi?
What's a Nemi?
Ah, fuck, sorry. NMS, nutritional meal supplement. That's what we called them at home. Does anyone want food?
I mean, I could probably eat. Anyone else?
Is it likely a good idea?
There's
I
a number pad
suppose-
for entering how many you would like, and you can just put your hand below in the dispenser and they will drop right out.
Oh, I'll take out 4.
They plunk into your hand a few seconds later.
Right. I'm gonna put my coffee over on the table and then bring over one for Nareth.
It's appreciated.
Jane basically just sits there quietly, fiddling her thumbs and not looking at anything in particular, but just looking around, just kind of checked out, not sure what to do.
Okay.
I'll give everyone each a supplement before I sit down. Oh, Nareth's gone big. What?
I'm huge. I'm a big boy. I don't know how that
Big
happened.
boy.
Oh, we're all big boys.
Oh,
Everybody's a big boy now.
DM's.
DM just wants your tokens to look bigger.
That's fair. More
Ah,
easily
okay.
spotted, I presume.
Yes. Alright, you have eaten. Except for Jane. Jane has not. She has abstained. As you
Oh,
can-
DM, I have a private message for you. I just had a thought.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But keep DMing.
Okay. You see in the corner a scale, not quite scale model of the known universe. All of you. Well, not you, Lorcas. This isn't your universe. But the rest of you, the one you're from, that's in the corner. And you can see it spin and turn even though you're not there any longer. It still seems to move with the ship, which is strange because usually those sorts of little gifts and tchotchkes tend to pinpoint your location and tell you, oh, you are here, and let you watch where you're moving along through the verse. This one just keeps spinning. As you sit and you eat your memmies, do any of you discuss the screaming messages that you received earlier? And Lorcas, do you tell them about the slight... Well, do you tell them?
Yeah, I think as we all sit, Locus will just let everybody know. The sensors indicated there's a direction where there is intense radiation, and it is possible there is a star in that direction, which could likely have a system around it. But it does seem to be very far away, and if we can't get to it, well, we need to be able to get to it. So, I have plotted for us a course towards the message.
I think that makes sense. Even if there's potentially horrible danger, considering the circumstances, I think it's a far sight better than drifting through space.
Yeah.
Provided I get my stuff back, he'll be absolutely fine.
Statistically speaking, that's probably the wisest choice to make.
I didn't expect to end up in a void space quite like this.
Honestly, I really feel like there's a better method of dealing with everything. I feel like punting us off into the far ends of the universe probably wasn't a good idea, but
Hold
I'm
on,
not really one.
Like this, I didn't expect to be in one at all, so I guess you got some advantage here.
Considering the anomaly that occurred, it is possible we didn't get sent to this particular location on purpose.
Right.
Well, regardless, we got to get ourselves out of this mess. No matter how we got into it, we're kind of stuck with each other. Ha ha! You lot are gonna love me.
I mean, you seem like a friendly sort.
I don't know. I don't know if we got to get out of it, but that means that we've got to get into something. And what is that something that we're going to get into? That's my concern right now.
But we don't really have much of a choice. The ship is falling apart around us, and I can only do so much to hold it together.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know. I don't know. You know?
No, I see where you're coming from with that.
And also, I don't know about you, but I find the prospect of spending the rest of my long elven life stuck on the ship with nothing but nemmies and coffee to be a bit of a sore chav, as I'd put it.
Well, you'll be awfully jealous of me when I say I have a 10-year time limit before I die because I have no psionic energy to eat. So, you know, yeah. Let's. I'm gonna leave. This is awkward.
Maybe don't leave, Jane. This is kind of an important conversation, and if we're discussing age lifespans, I don't even know how long I live. So, that's a thought.
This got very existential very fast.
We're all kind of drifting through space. I feel like this is kind of the best situation we're in for, is to discuss our impending doom, which is rather depressing when you think about it.
As you say that, destination imminent.
Oh goodness me. Okay, we're almost. Wow, that was quick.
Suddenly faster than I expected.
Sire, are you able to show us, like, through a hologram, our destination here, or do we have to be in the captain's court in the main deck?
I apologize, but I am unable to project a hologram of your destination. My capacities are at present limited.
Can you scan the destination and tell us what the readings provide?
Initiating scan.
This is the reason you're the smart one, Law. You seem to have a pretty on point idea of lots of good things. Let's keep it that way.
Just seek the information.
Vital signs present. Numerous. Hundreds. Thousands.
Thousands. Good.
Incalculable.
That seems pretty good.
Going to, at the screen, kind of try and pull up that, like, sensors suite again, and see if what we're scanning is a planetoid, or perhaps a ship, or some other form of structure.
Give me a technology check.
Oh, I feel like this has been going good, and now it's probably gonna suck. I don't like it. Let's see. 12.
Okay. You get the view of a ship. A grainy view comes in to your vision on the screen. It seems like a slender saucer-like ship, multiple floors. It's far larger than Ping, from what you can tell. It doesn't appear lit up. You're seeing it from the outside view, a perspective, a long-distance view from the scanners on Saya. So you see a gray hull, multiple layered saucer-like ship, unlit, but reading positive for life signals and activity.
And in the space around, can I have the sensors like re-sense if they need to? But in the space around the ship, is there any debris particulates? Is there any sort of like energy radiations or perhaps signs of external battle?
No signs of external battle, but there are strange particulates of a silicone nature hovering around the subspace surrounding one of the floors of the saucer. You estimate maybe a window was broken, a large one, and the glass has been strewn about across the space. But it doesn't appear that the ship was damaged from any external factors like being fired upon or anything like that. There are no blaster marks, nothing of that sort. No indications that they were attacked.
Saya, do we need to be in the communication room in order to communicate?
No, I can attempt to access communication terminals here.
And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and be like, it doesn't appear they are under attack?
Maybe they're having a problem with their favorite toaster. I can fix that.
What kind of ship is that?
A toaster. It toasts things. It's not a ship. It's a. Oh, you meant the one outside.
Anybody who wants to can roll a technology check to see what they can discern about this ship. Because you can all see the thing
But
that
that's
Lorcas is
intelligence?
Yes.
I love technology checks. I rolled a 22.
Okay.
Oh, I got a
I
19.
rolled 18.
We're rolling really well with our int checks lately, lads.
I have really good RNG in life.
Except Jane. Jane, you don't know what. You have no idea.
You know,
what this
Jane,
ship is.
I believe in you.
Thanks.
Okay. Suavi, Lorcas, and Nereth. You recognize this immediately to be an amoeboid ship.
Oh,
Of course it's an amoeboid ship. I mean, I should have had a bloody advantage on that or something. Good lord. All things considered.
This is an amoeboid ship.
Of course it's... Wait, and it's an amoeboid ship this far out?
Mhm.
Okay. Nereth is going to immediately go and try to open up communications with the amoeboid ship.
is it possible that I might know, do amoeboid ships typically travel very, very far out
Amoeboid ships-
from?
Specifically amoeboid ships, you do know with that roll, you know that amoeboid ships tend to travel the furthest reaches of the galaxy, since they tend to like to be the researchers and the first to discover things. But you also know that that ship is way too big to be a research vessel, and it looks more like it was designed for commercial purposes.
Oh goodness. I'm going to, in reflecting on this as Nereth is opening a thing, I'm going to turn abruptly towards, is Jane with us? I don't see.
Jane has slunk off, I think, to wash her hands again.
It's
She does that. One day we're gonna have to have a conversation about that with her.
So I turn to face Jane, see Jane is not with us, and then turn to the other two and go, This is not a research vessel. They don't belong out here. They may have been traversing the same moor as us. harmed in the same way as us.
That's odd.
What do you guys suggest we do?
With that,
Maybe. I think communicating with them is the best thing, as Nareth is still going, because no one told her to stop, and she
Do
never
it.
will.
Nareth, with that check, you can tell from the size of that ship and from having looked at the core, all ships run on some matter of dark matter engine, and that one definitely has at least one void crystal aboard, if not two.
It might be worth maybe seeing if they have a spare void crystal for us that we could potentially use.
What a bright idea, but at the same time,
It is likely that
We,
they are civilians. There will be people looking for them. We could get picked up in the similar with them.
That is a potential idea, actually.
well, let's not forget that the message we got from them, they were all screaming for help.
I mean,
I'm not
it
sure
could have
that,
been-
you know.
could have been joy.
They are still alive.
Yeah, no, that they're alive as they might be, they're obviously in trouble, which suggests that if we're getting the emergency broadcasts and there's no one else already coming to them, there's mayhaps not much else around for a while. I don't think we're near anywhere that has capabilities of picking anyone up. I don't think they're getting picked up. Unless it's us picking them up.
Well, of course we will go pick them up. Noreth will definitively create the connection, but if they were traveling through the maw, same as us, people are expecting them. People, they will maybe not care if we have disappeared, but they will care if this ship does not arrive.
But they won't come to find us if you hear stories about these sorts of things. Ships that go wrong with incorrect jumps, they don't come back. They're just gone. That's what I'm pretty much expecting at this point. It's that's it. We're not coming back, you know?
I
Well,
think they
and-
can trust in these random stories people tell each other to be afraid.
I would just like to say that I don't know if they will be happy to see us, considering the fact we are an exiled ship, and they might think that we are probably out to get them as well, since they've already been attacked. And we were sent out here for a reason, which is we're not supposed to be around other people or other beings because we did. Well, I didn't do anything. I gotta go wash my hands.
As
But-
Jane has a breakdown, the communications screen lights up and you see a blinking green light saying, "Comms established."
Suave, you are the most, well, actually, I suppose it might not matter to the amoeboid.
I've lived with amoeboids. I know the way they think.
Then, by all means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Nareth
Because
sort
I
of run.
stay like a fucking sailor.
Sorry, I didn't hear what Suave said.
I'm not the best diplomat because I swear like a fucking sailor. I'm not the most polite little boy, so someone else might have to hop in the chair.
From the hallway,
I
you
mean-
hear Jane say, "I'm a Rothy, and you don't want to be seen with me."
I guess that leaves it to me and Laura. And I'm not the most socially skilled, but I've learned amoeboids, so I think it might be a good idea.
Let it try.
Okay. And she will go up to the panel and try to send a voice message across to the ship.
What's she saying?
She is going to say, calling this is Nareth calling unidentified amoeboid vessel above the unidentified planet. We are responding to a call for aid in
Wait.
this vicinity.
Was there a
Um,
planet?
No.
Well, I thought there was a planet. Oh, sorry, I
No.
misheard. This is a message to the unidentified amoeboid vessel. We are responding to a call for aid in this vicinity. Hello? Is anyone there?
Your message goes out. It encrypts. It relays. The screen says it appears received. You receive no communication in return.
Oh no, they're all dead, aren't they?
Life science reading said that there's life on there, right?
It did.
They could be in cryosleep.
Well, obviously not, because we just heard some folks screaming. So either they've gone back to cryosleep, fuck. Or whatever hurt them is the life signal.
If there's incalculable ones, actually that makes sense. You wouldn't really be able to have incalculable numbers of amoeboids on a ship. Now that I think about it, they do kind of take up space.
Oh. I'm getting bad vibes off of this, guys. Bad vibes.
Proceed to lower deck for transportation docking.
What?
What?
Did we receive a request for transportation docking?
You did not receive a quest, but there is a request going from Ping to the other ship to dock.
Sire, why are you putting in a docking request?
Vital assistance necessary.
Oh no.
Right,
Oh,
we're going to have to find the settings for Saya and maybe make some changes.
For now, we don't have the time. I think we need to see if we can either help those people or find anything to help ourselves.
Saya,
Yes, passenger Swavi.
cancel transportation docking.
Transportation cancel.
Right, I've bought us some time. We're not going on that ship yet until we know what the fuck we're doing.
What else are we supposed to do, guys? Does we have a bag?
I kind of
What we
agree
should
on.
do is take stock of ourselves. If we do not know ourselves, we cannot possibly affect that.
We
which is
don't have
around us.
time for long, drawn-out therapy.
If we do not
Well,
know our own capacities and resources, we will not be able to be properly prepared for dealing with them.
Well, speaking of resources, I have yet to find my lovely weaponry. And if we're going anywhere near that fucking thing, I refuse to set foot on that ship until I've found my moral and Meteron. And where did you all find your stuff, if any of you already did?
It was in our rooms. You just you register one of the rooms as yours.
Oh, right. I'm gonna go do that. I swear to all that is holy, if they have chucked out any of my things,
Your more
actually I have no
illegal
idea
things-
what to do.
Your more illegal things are probably missing, Swavi. But your personal
Well-
effects are largely undisturbed, minus maybe if you happen to be carrying anything, they probably took it from you.
Even my lucky pistols.
Nope, you are
Hey,
allowed
Saya?
your pistols.
Saya, are there any weapons on this? Are there any weapons on this ship?
Saya is equipped with a standardized laser light photon cannon.
Do y'all just want to blow it up? Then it won't be a
No,
problem anymore.
Saya,
No.
is there a personal armory?
Personal effects not stored within transmat decks may be located within the storage unit.
let's check the storage unit and see if there's anything there we can use.
It's not locked.
Swabby, you
No, I think-
there.
Yeah, I've been down there. That's where we found the ship's tools. So you're all free to rummage through the other boxes for stuff.
Maybe we can see if there's any protective measures or something there.
You can all do that. I'm gonna go get my stuff from my room.
I will also return to my room.
As you all
Don't hold
return
out.
to your rooms, you find your things undisturbed. Everything that you were permitted to take into exile, all of your personal effects, are located in your transmat deck, undisturbed. Save for a few special items that have been taken away for reasons.
Yeah,
Those
so
who have items missing know who they are and what's gone.
So Lorikas comes back out of her room and just kind of shrugs, like, well,
I mean, Sire, is there a way for us to maintain communication with you whilst we are on the other ship?
Unfortunately, my communication module only extends within Saya Ping at this time.
Right, okay, that makes it a problem. I was hoping that we could keep it ready to do an emergency extraction or something if need be, or whatever it is that we might need. I don't really fancy going in there just completely as we are, but I suppose. I mean, I have my phaser, which is something, at least, and I have my wrench, which is a good thing as well.
How do I find where things are? I don't. Oh. It's been at least 6,000 years since I went through any military training. This is gonna be rough.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
How do I find? Are there where's sharp things? Sharp things or like guns? Oh lord.
I have a phaser, but then I only have my wrench if I give you my phaser. So.
That's fine. I'm gonna search around the storage. Where
Storage
Saya?
systems.
Storage is located on lower floor.
while everybody is sort of doing all of this, Lorikas is going to think for a minute and then start searching the kitchen, search the bathrooms maybe, search in the storage space, and she's going to try and look for some material components, because while she does not have a wand or a spellbook or any of the other necessary things for doing magic, she knows that there are a few things that she remembers she would possibly be able to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking for sand or maybe some flower petals. I'm looking for like alcohol or distilled spirits, and I'm looking for things like some soot maybe.
Oof. Soot, you reckon you might be able to find readily enough. It is a ship. There's a lot of things that produce grossness like soot. Flower petals, oof.
What about sand instead? Is there sand in, like, I'm gonna look through all the like little decorative things, see if there's any sort of like decorative devices that I can break and get sand from, if there's like.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Okay. And I will also see if in the kitchen I might be able to get some incense and herbs, and I will, if need be, burn some stuff and create some charcoal.
Okay.
Alright, investigation.
Oof.
Oh, fuck!
You do find sand, but it's in an hourglass that when you break, all of the glass breaks into it, so you have glass mixed with sand, which may or may not work for your spells.
Okay. Sand plus glass.
Would there be anything for Jane to find in the storage area?
For Jane in the storage area, roll investigation for me.
Does that bad investigation mean that I'm not able to find any of the other things I
Good rolls.
went to look for?
It means you might have to look for them again, because this time it just did not happen for you.
Okay.
A 10. Okay, so Jane, you walk into the storage room. I'm just gonna yank you in here, and you see the opened container that Suavi had pulled open and Nerith had taken parts out of. There's wires strewn everywhere, and you get the idea that maybe some of these other containers might have things in them. So you start pulling them open, and you see one has several different sizes of wrench. Just about every different size of wrench you can feasibly imagine. But none of them seem particularly useful for actual attacking purposes. I mean, you could try and bludgeon someone with a wrench, not quite your style. So you move on to the next crate that has more wires in it. I will let you roll me one more investigation check to see if you find anything else in this room. Oh, and you do. Okay, Jane. What would you really like to find in this room?
Let me see. What my weapon? Simple hand. You know what? We'll do anything rapier or a simple weapon. I'll let DM decide.
Okay. Simple weapon. You find a set of laser claws. Somebody clearly left these behind. This was not supposed to have been left in the ship, and you definitely know that somebody's missing these now. Like, somebody accidentally let the laser claws fall behind this box here, and you have found them. They're yours now.
Oh, mine. Thank whoever forgot this. Whew.
They can shred foes to ribbons.
Alright, and now I'm gonna make my way back up and hope that I can make this happen. Yeah.
You found an actual weapon on this ship.
Woo!
You are now in the bottom of the ship. You're in the belly of engineering right now.
I'm just gonna look around in awe because it's very outside of what I'm used to. Do I see anything interesting at all?
Oh, lots of interesting things. Lots of blinking lights and whirring machines. There's a guardrail that keeps you from going over the edge space into the pipeline laid below. It seems to interconnect above you and below you, all of these pipes directing magical energy. There's you can see in the corner of the other engine room a roaring fire-looking sort of situation covered in duct tape and maybe chewing gum and possibly saliva. We're not sure what that slime is, but it's holding together and it's staying okay. But down here, the only light you seem to see is a blue haze refracting from a large picture board and a hologram of Saya down there, immobile. That's all you see.
This is gross. I'm gonna go. There's bubblegum. Jane runs upstairs gagging.
Jane gets back on the elevator, runs upstairs gagging. Alright, now that Jane has gagged, has everybody assembled and gotten their things?
Yeah.
To be clear, what do I have my pistols, and do I have anything else in terms of weaponry?
You do. You have your pistols. Those were allowed to you. You also have your antimatter dagger and your standard. Like, you have, what you were allowed to take was your standard weapons, your standard equipment, etc.
Right, okay, cool. I have everything then. Does anybody here not have any methods of self-defense? Alright, Lore, do you want any weapons?
I suppose I could take something.
Alright, what you want? I've got a dagger. Oh, it's handy, but yeah, I can let you have that. I've got a standard carbine blaster. Pretty long range on this thing. I've had this baby for a while. Performs very well.
Is
Bit of a
there
heavy bastard though.
just a simple... Maybe the knife.
The
That
dagger you
seems
want?
simple.
Alright. Be careful with it. If you cut yourself with it, it stings real bad. I've learned the hard way.
Okay. Let me just double check that this is a simple weapon that I am proficient with, because I'm not proficient with many. It's an antimatter dagger, yes?
Yep, the antimatter dagger is
Cool.
simple, and you are
Then yes, I
proficient.
can use this one.
All right. Excellent.
Suave, you seem like perhaps the person who could have maybe alcohol on you?
I fucking wish, but no. I wasn't allowed on it. I was coming down off of it when I was put into the ship.
Okay.
Maybe there's still some crystallized in your blood, if only.
Here, let me use this dagger.
Let me try! So, do you all follow Saya's instructions to proceed below deck to the transport unit?
Yep.
Now we will go.
That is where I'm putting
Yep.
you right now.
Why not?
And so you await. Sitting in the green glow, which... Jane, you recognize slightly. It's this similar glow to what swept through your room when you asked for decontamination.
Whoa, we're okay. Well, that's nice.
Yes, you are requested to stay seated and be still. Teleportation will not hurt. It will only take a moment. And with that, we will continue next week.
Okay.
Thank you so much for playing. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this stream, you can find us here every Saturday at 2 p.m. EST, streaming from 2 to 5, the velocity of ping, and our adventures into our first horrible destination. If you would, please, my darlings, I would love to start with Jane, since I believe our intros got cut off. Let's do exit tros.
Hey, I'm stabbed or stabby or getting stabbed, whatever. I'm a software engineer. I don't stream very often. I like to eat food and make fun of movies and nap.
Beautiful things. I also love movies and napping. Marcus.
Yes, I am Evie Story. I enjoy a variety of TTRPGs. I've recently gotten my master's degree, and so I have plenty of free time while I attempt to see if there is anything that resembles employment in this post-apocalyptic life that we live now. And as such, the video games and tabletop games have been sort of providing a way to pass the time and complete my soul.
Same. Hard same. Thank you very much for being here. I love that you're here so much, and I love Orcus. Nereth.
Hi, my name is Hills or Saint Hills or Saint or any combination therein. I am an ex-student. I now work full-time. I love gaming and mythology in particular. And I am a DM of many, many years who is looking very forward to seeing where the rest of this story goes, because it is my first real opportunity as a player to properly immerse myself in a world and setting, and I'm very excited.
I'm so happy. I hope that I live up to all of your hopes and expectations for adventuring in space. Last but not least, my dear Suavi.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. Online, I go by Katie Beldy everywhere. I'm currently a music student, just away to finish her degree. I also run a music YouTube channel called Katie Beldy Music. And I love the colour teal, and witchy things. That's about it for me.
Also, Katie Beldy is the talented artist who created pretty much everything you see here, like, you know, the Twitch overlay and all of our beautiful character art, and the OST you're listening to. All done by that human.
Oh, thank you.
They won't properly hype themselves, so I will. I guess last but not least, that leaves me. I'm Voidig. I sit in the void and think about tragedy, and I love to play D&D with my friends, so that's why I'm here. I would love to create and craft your adventure, and I hope you all have a wonderful time exploring. I can't wait to see where we go from here. I am deeply in love with all of your characters already, so just know that hurting them will hurt me as well. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We'll be back next Saturday, and we love you.
All right.
Bye.
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 Bye.